The evolution of Trini and all the Mighty Morphin Yellow Rangers. So here we go with another Power Rangers video showing a member of the original Mighty Morphin group. Here we have Trini Kwan, played by the late Trang. Trini is a praying mantis style kung fu practitioner. She's the other genius / intellectual in the group besides Billy, and she was one of the original 5 to be chosen by Zordon as a Power Ranger, making her the Yellow Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. However, it wasn't long until the mantle of the Yellow Ranger was passed to another person. Having to attend some World Peace Conference thing, Trini had her powers transferred to Aisha, making Aisha the second Yellow Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. So for this part of the video, we're gonna make comparisons between Trini and Aisha. It's gonna be Trini versus Aisha here. So first is a weird thing we're gonna mention. In most of the footage of Trini in her morphed form, she has the body of a man, but for Aisha, she has more scenes in the body of a woman. This is because for the early episodes, they used Japanese Super Sentai footage where the Yellow Zero Ranger was a man. However, Trini and Aisha both transform into the same twin dagger wielding Yellow Ranger. Now, about the source of their powers, the power coins. Trini started out by using the saber-toothed tiger power coin, which was one of the dino power coins. It was given to Aisha later, and Aisha then would acquire the bear power coin, which is one of the ninja power coins. So we see a change of different animal themes here, from the prehistoric saber-toothed tiger to a wild grizzly bear. So with this change of theme, we also get a change of Zords. Trini started out with the saber-toothed tiger Dino Zord, which would later be changed into the Griffin Thunder Zord. After the Griffin Thunder Zord was given to Aisha, she would get 2 bear-themed Zords later on. These are the Bear Ninja Zord and the Yellow Shogun Zord. And each of these 4 Zords could combine with the other Rangers' Zords to make Mega Zords. Now for the next parts, we're gonna start going into the comics as well. Both Trini and Aisha have armored versions for their suits. In the TV series, Aisha had her metallic armor, which boosted her defensive and attacking abilities. And in the comics, Trini managed to reprogram the enemy machine, known as the Black Dragon, to be used as an exosuit of her own. Next are the ninja modes for both of these characters. Aisha has her Ninja Ranger mode along with ninjutsu skills, along with a version called Ninjetti in the Power Rangers 1995 movie, and Trini took an unmorphed ninja form in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover event when she lost access to her powers. And then they each have another modified Mighty Morphin Yellow suit. For Trini, she became part of the all-new Power Rangers, a slightly weakened Ranger version with a different looking suit. And for Aisha, well, it's actually her ancestor Alicia, but still played by the same actress. Well, she became a cowboy-themed Wild West Yellow Ranger. Next is the theatrically released movie versions of them. Aisha in the 1995 Power Rangers movie was played by her same TV actress Karen Ashland, while Trini was played by a different person, Becky G. The higher budget gave them better looking suits, with Aisha's helmet having headlights installed into it, and Trini's helmet has a removable visor and mask so you can see her facial expressions. Their Zords are both computer generated, with Aisha's Ninja Bear Zord using crappy 1990s CGI, while Trini's Saber-toothed Tiger looking better with up-to-date CGI. Both Zords become part of their respective Megazords. Next we'll talk about motorcycles. They both took control of the Shark Cycle, starting with Aisha in the live TV series where the bike runs on land. And in the comics, Trini and her all-new Power Ranger teammates rode flying shark cycles that were modified by Alpha. And we have other motorcycles for the Yellow Ranger that aren't really canon to any storyline but exist more as toy merchandise, like the Yellow Ranger sidecar attached to the Mastodon battle bike and the Yellow Thunder bike. Now we are done comparing Trini with Aisha, we're going to focus on Trini, specifically her other transformations from the comics apart from the ones we already mentioned. There are about 4 other forms we haven't mentioned yet, and we're going to talk about each one of them in more detail. Here are the 4 forms. First is Trini as the Yellow Omega Ranger. After leaving her original team behind, she along with Jason and Zack gained access to new Omega powers, with Trini's form being based on elemental earth powers. Her main weapon is the Omega Hammer, and she has this yellow Omega Zord that she controls. And in a different time, Trini became the Red Mighty Morphin Ranger for a while, when all the Rangers had their powers swapped between them, with Trini and Jason here gaining each other's powers. And then there was a time Trini became green powered while otherwise still maintaining her original saber-toothed tiger look, when Tommy shared his powers with his other Mighty Morphin teammates. And last of all, in the Justice League crossover, Trini took the DC superheroine Katana's outfit along with her Soul Taker's sword. This was when the Rangers lost their powers and replaced them with equipment from the Justice League's. And as a bonus, we'd just like to mention some of Trini's love interests from the comics, who are none other than her teammates Jason and Zack. She never got much action in the TV series, it was always Kimberly and Tommy, so it was a rather nice addition for her character. Finally, before we end, we're going to mention other Mighty Morphin Yellow Rangers besides Trini and Aisha, who we have already talked a lot about. Interestingly, most of them are male in contrast to how the Yellow Ranger is usually female most of the time. These 4 are the good ones. We'll start with Gia, who is actually the Yellow Mega Force or Super Mega Force Ranger. By using this legendary key, she could tap into the Yellow Mighty Morphin powers, becoming one herself, and with an extra addition this time, a skirt. So that was Gia. Next is Terona, who in the comics is part of the original 1969 Power Ranger team who was sent on a mission on the moon. Terona here was a veteran serving in the military during the Vietnam War. Next is Michelangelo, who we all know as the orange scarfed Ninja Turtle, who in the TMNT crossover event was given Trini's Morpher and a power coin, making him the Yellow Ranger. Next is Jason, originally the Red Ranger, who, as we mentioned already, switched powers temporarily with Trini. So these are the 4 good Yellow Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and next we're going to mention 3 more who are bad Mighty Morphin Yellow Rangers. The first one here is a member of the evil Mighty Morphin Power Ranger group who is actually a putty, but made to look exactly like Trini by Rita's monster known as Twin Man. The second one here is a member of the Mutant Rangers who is also a putty, who was given the badge of Darkness, which sort of functions like a morpher, making him a mutant Power Ranger. And last of all, we have the Saber-Tooth Sentries, who are part of the evil Lord Dracon's personal army. In addition to their militaristic looking outfit, they have these twin handguns with teeth like blades. So we are finally done with all the Yellow Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This video was made in memory of Tui Tran, the original Yellow Ranger. Joining her would be more Power Ranger actors throughout these past 2 decades. This video is the last out of 6 of our videos talking about the original 6 Power Rangers, so make sure you watch the others if you haven't already. And thank you for watching, and goodbye.